the strategies that we've taken before, but now the Seabird has to do the work themselves. By the way, this is how the TSRs
Hello to anybody watching now or in the future. Just wanted to come on and give a little update about what's happening in Florida. And I know it's going to be a little loud in here because I'm out. Hi, wildflower light. Hello. William is working from our hotel room, and so I'm out in the other business area here. So it's just there's gonna be noise. It's a public area. But I just wanted to give an update and just kind of share some thoughts. So we moved to Florida, to Clearwater last November, and this is our first hurricane experience, and it's looking to be one of the worst the Tampa area has ever seen. I'm praying that doesn't happen. I'm praying it doesn't happen to anybody, because it's like, if it doesn't happen in Tampa, and I'm wishing it to not happen in the Tampa area, then that means it happens to some other part of Florida, and I don't want that. I don't want it to hit anywhere in Florida, right? So I just want to make that clear. But even the mayor has come out and just said, like, she's 64, and the worst she saw was Helene, which we just had, and that was more just water damage. So being a Midwestern girl, like, I can share, like, there's really nothing we know about hurricanes in the Midwest, and the absolute worst thing is just, like, sitting in the unknown. I mean, really, that's like a spiritual practice of life. Like, nothing is known, right? We don't know anything. So it's a very interesting space to be in, because it's kind of bringing all of these teachings that I've always learned through the yogic principles, the yamas, we call them the yamas and the niyamas, the philosophies of yoga. It's kind of bringing all those into real light. Like, you have to be present. You have to be surrendered, because, like, there's nothing you can do. This thing's coming. It's just a matter of where it's going. And nobody knows for sure. Like, it keeps changing so much. But, so, I have different people asking me questions like, well, what's the weather like right now? And it's like, oh, it's fine right now. I mean, other than it's raining, you can see there's some wind, but it's not bad. But the storm hasn't hit yet. Like, it's coming tonight. So, it's interesting. I feel like I've been glued to the TV, there's a lot of Facebook groups where there's a meteorologist that fills you in moment to moment of everything going on. And it's probably not the thing you should be watching all the time, but it's hard not to, because you're just like, what is going on? I want to know minute by minute. So today I'm trying to practice staying off that stuff, even though we've had, like, the weather news going and stuff. It's doom and gloom, and there's just I'm at a hotel right now where there's a lot of people from Tampa here. Basically everybody you talk to is escaping the storm. This is one of the few hotels that allows pets, so there's just, like, tons of people with their pets. We have our 2 cats with us. So it's just like a really interesting experience to go through. Just everybody's really tense, and you just, like, ride the elevator with somebody and you're like, how are you? I'm okay. How are you? I'm okay. So it's just it's very odd, and you're just kind of sitting and waiting, and that's what I think is the most unusual thing for a Midwesterner to understand, because it's like a tornado. It kind of happens. You don't get a ton of notice. It's like it goes on for days and days and days, and there's all this prep and all this talking, and so then you're just, like, stuck sitting in fear. And then there's all the prep that you have to do to prep your home and pack up. And so we live in Clearwater. We're on the Tampa Bay side of Clearwater. We're not by the ocean. but we are in a flood zone. So we had a mandatory evacuation from our apartment. And that didn't come until later on Monday, but Monday morning, we were kind of unsure what we were going to do. And Monday, William just texts me and he's like, I think we need to go to Orlando. He's like, I'm reaching out to his company, which is Hirschbach Motor Lines out of Dubuque, Iowa. And so that's what we did. He didn't get home until late that night and from work. And so we didn't get on the road till like 7:30 or 8, but we drove to Orlando. And that's where we're at. Orlando is still in the path of the storm. So it doesn't mean that we're in the free and clear, but we are not in a flood zone. We're not in a mandatory evacuation zone. And there's tons of people from the Tampa area here. So we are as safe as we can be. We're on the 6th floor of this hotel, and we're just going to hunker down here. What was I going to say? Oh, I really wanted to shout out to Hirschbach, okay? Because Hirschbach is putting us up in this hotel, and they've just extended us another night. So we are here 4 nights. Hirschbach is taking care of it, and that is what I think. I was telling a few people, a lot of you know I grew up with a lot of different trauma and different things like that. And when you grow up with trauma, or when you have trauma, receiving can be an issue. And I help a lot of women, a lot of my clients with receiving. And so sometimes it's hard to think about that you might have issues with receiving, but my wedding has shown me that I've got some issues with receiving, because I've had people reach out to me and be like, hey, can I help you with a bouquet? Or can I do this for you? My aunt and my cousin are like doing decorations for me. And I've been like, oh, no, you don't have to do that, and I've had to learn. I'll then go back and say, because it's like, it's just a part of me doesn't want to be a burden. It's a whole story from my childhood. I know there's other women in here that have that same story. It's like, let me do it all myself. And prepping for the wedding that happens next weekend. So nothing like a crazy hurricane to come before we're about to get married. As I've been prepping for that, I've had to learn to say yes. And it's like, I feel like what has happened since this hurricane started, the outpouring of love, people offering, giving us money for meals, people just saying that we're in their prayers and their thoughts, Hirschbach putting us up in a hotel. It's just been like really, really amazing. And I'm just really trying to be with all the love and letting it in, which, is so interesting, because it's like I teach this stuff, but that's just how this goes. We're always teaching what we're learning. And I will be the first to say that I have work to do in receiving. And so I'm just really feeling touched by everybody that's reached out and shared that we're in their thoughts. And it's really been, that side of it has been very beautiful. We just don't know what is going to happen. We don't know if we're going back to our apartment or if it gets completely destroyed. If it hits Tampa, they said it's going to be catastrophic and just extremely devastating. And that really hurts my heart because, that area has become home to us. So the thought of like going back to just a completely destructed place, I'm not going to think about it because I'll start crying. Already the beaches in our area have been extremely devastated by the other hurricane. So it's just hard. I met a couple in the elevator, and they were from St. Pete, and they lost everything in Helene, and they had smiles on their face, and they were like, I told them it was our first year in Florida, and they said, don't let this experience ruin it. It's amazing here. So yeah, it's a lot of unknown. It's very exhausting. I try to sit and do a little bit of work, and I just kind of like my brain just is in a fog because, you're just thinking survival. They've even told us at the hotel that the power could go out here. They don't have a generator, which I find very interesting. I thought that we would be okay in that regard, but apparently if they lose power, we are without power. So that's okay. That's the least of our worries, right? So we're just kind of preparing for that, if that should happen, and trying to have enough water and food and stuff. So anyway, I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling, but it's just been rough, to say the least. But I wanted to give people a little update of kind of where we're at. I wanted to thank Hirschbach and all of the amazing amount of the outpouring of love and prayers. We're definitely feeling that, and it really, you have no idea how much it means. Truly. So it's just living in the unknown. And I said I wasn't gonna cry, and now I'm getting teary-eyed. But it really means a lot. People have really said some amazing things, and I truly believe everything happens for a reason, even the shittiest of things. So my work in this is to keep surrendering to what is going on, and also finding those silver linings in this experience. That's all you can do when something like this happens, is just find what is this here to show me, because life isn't happening to us. If we believe life is happening to us, then I would be in a really shitty mood, and I'd be like, why is this happening to me? Why me? My wedding is next week. Am I going to get to leave the state? I could go down a really bitter and unhappy rabbit hole with this. And while I definitely have my moments and definitely have been going into fear, the fear of losing everything and what that might be, I don't know. But I'm really trying to find the silver lining in this, and that's all I can do. Thank you, Alicia, and thank you, Gayleen. Yeah, I'm feeling all of your prayers and love and light that you've been sending, and just want to thank you all. That's a little update from us. We're fine right now. We're with our cats. We're in a hotel, and we're just getting through it. So keep the prayers coming, keep the good energy, good vibes coming. It's supposed to start here tonight, go through the night into tomorrow, and that's when we need y'all the most. So that's all we can do. It's weird. This is a very weird experience. It's all I can say. It's very strange. Thank you all for watching this. Thanks for being here. Thank you to Hirschbach once again for the amazing generosity that they've given us. And humanity is awesome. Humanity is not lost. There's so much good in the world. So much good. It's just hard when a lot of times all you see is the negative. There's so much good out there, is all I'm going to say. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all so much.